division, really. I was in the United States Army Transportation Corps.
Okay. And what war did you serve in?
Career and Vietnam.
Served in 2 wars.
Yeah.
What were some of the most memorable experiences you had?
Becoming a deep sea diver.
Do you have any like special times deep sea diving? Or
Yeah, I had quite a few of those. I was a diver in the Northeast Air Command, which is located at that time. It doesn't exist anymore, but Northeast Air Command was the front of stopping the Russians from attacking the United States, which included we were stationed at Harmon Air Force Base in Newfoundland, and Northeast Air Command went all the way up to Chile, Greenland, and so that's where I did most of my diving in Army was in Northeast Air Command, which included Goose Bay, Labrador, Chile, Greenland, and I guess one of the most unusual sight was up in Chile, Greenland, and working down at 150 feet deep on a oil pipeline that discharged all the fuel from tankers going up on base, and the water was so clear, green, and you could see for 100 feet or more out in front, and seaweeds was fanning back and forth like this, sort of like ferns, you know, the big leaves. So that was something that was really.
okay, like you travel anywhere special in the while you're deep sea diving?
Yeah, the travel. Yeah, we of course had to fly everywhere we went. Most of the occasion would catch a ship. We would fly from Harmon Air Force Base to Chile, Greenland, which was a 10-hour flight. And the diving crew usually was 2 to 3 of us divers. We carried a mechanic, air compressor mechanic. We carried a medic with us, and so.
Okay. When you retired from the Army, did you work or go back to school?
Okay, let me, I did not retire from the Army. I served 3 years, got out of the Army, and then went to school, business college for a while, and I got a call to do commercial diving down in Mississippi in the Gulf. So that's what I did, and then the Army called me back in. I got out of the Army. Well, first let's go back 1954. I joined the Army, got out June 1957, and then in 1961, the Army called me back in as a deep sea diver. And I was stationed aboard a 100-ton floating crane. So I was a diver on it.
So, whenever you were like deep sea diving, did you ever get injured or?
Not in the Army diving. I did civilian diving, but now you don't want to hear that about the civilian part. I don't suppose, do you?
Won't hear about it.
Yeah, I civilian diver. I worked in the shipyard, and we turned out those ship slide waves, if you know what they are, where they build a ship up on land, and then they launch it. And of course it has to go down in the water, and that's called the slide waves, you know, built out of timbers. We were tearing out the old ones and building new ones, and we had to do a lot of chainsaw work and welding, burning with a torch and all of that. So I did that in between the Army tour, you know, the 2 times I served.
Did you make any close friendships in your service?
Yeah, I did. Very, very, very close friends. A gentleman I went to school with, got me, he was from Mississippi, and he's the one that got me the diving job down in Mississippi. We graduated from school together, which I have his picture in here and everything, and pictures of the divers. So anytime you want to look at those, you know, I'll show them to you. But yeah, I had several good friends, and I've been in touch with some of them in the last several months that I was diving with back in the 1950s, 60-some years ago. So, yeah.
How did you like military service shape the person you are today?
I think it helped me real good. I joined the military to become a helicopter pilot. And after I got out of basic training, they sent me to the transportation school at Fort Eustis, Virginia. And they had closed the pilot school because the Korean War had been temporarily, the shooting had stopped and they didn't need any more pilots, so they just closed the school. So I had the opportunity to go to work in the headquarters of the transportation school as a clerk, and from there, I saw a deep sea divers schedule, school schedule came across my desk, and so I volunteered for it, and luckily I got it.
You have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
We like the pictures.
Yeah, I was helped train the first black soldier as a deep sea diver in the Army, which was the second one. He was the second black African American diver. Now we call him, you know, but he was the second one in the military service.
Wow.
But let's go this. This is some of the pictures that's me right there. Yeah, and that was 1955. And of course, this is like I said, this is all during diving school here. Here's a pneumatic chainsaw right there. And pneumatic means it's working off an air. So, and here's 3 of us floating. Excuse me. You want to take a picture more of it?
Yeah.
Did you get me in this uniform here? I mean, in the helmet?
Let's see.
Yeah, that's. But I guess, I mean, if I'm going too fast for you, just, yes, there's a good, that's me. Yeah, that's me, and that's me. This is the diving tank that we first started training in, getting used to the suit. That suit weighed 200 pounds, the total suit.
Wow.
The helmet and everything. This is some scuba gear. If I'm going too fast, just say so.
What was in the suit other than the helmet that weighed so much?
Okay, what was in the helmet? Making it so heavy?
Yes.
Okay, but let's I'll tell you what, let me get to, I'll explain that. This is some underwater welding I did there. And they would send this box down to you, steel box with a hole in it, and give you a plate to cover that hole up, and you had to weld up plate over the hole. Then they would bring this tank, this box up, and if water came out of it, you got a 0. If it didn't leak, you got 100. So getting to your question. Okay. This here's a full. Okay, these shoes here. There was two different weights. So you had the heavy shoes and light shoes. The heavy shoes, the heavy belt and everything. We use that when you're working in real swift water or real deep. But these heavy shoes, 20 pounds a piece. There's 40 pounds on your feet. The belt, 85 pounds. The helmet and breastplate here. See, this is called a breastplate. It's like that, and the combination of the helmet is 50-some pounds. And then this heavy rubber canvas suit, it weighed a few pounds. But the total poundage of it was something like 195 to 200 pounds. And of course, you could take. We had belts that didn't have as many of these lead pieces on the belt. It just depended on the situation. Let's see. Yeah, that's me too. But that was diving school there. And I don't know what you want. You could float on top of the water in that 200 pounds on you. You could float. You could do anything you wanted to because you control your air coming in the suit and you were floating up and down. Or if you want to go on a ship, you cut your air down. It had exhaust valve, that air came out, and you let your intake air with your outgoing air. So, and whatever buoyancy you wanted, you controlled it. And you could swim along easily under a ship and inspect it or whatever. So it wasn't the hardest part, 200 pounds, is when you were on deck, walking across the deck and going down the ladder or coming up the ladder. And but this is all at the transportation school at Fort Eustis, Virginia. And this is a what they call a stage, a diving stage. They would let down to you if you were off on a high ship, you'd get on it, they'd pull you up out of the water. And this helmet locked on that breastplate. So here's an example. It locked on, and on the back it had a key that they would insert, so you couldn't tamper with it underwater. Once they screwed that helmet on you, you were in that helmet until you came up. Am I going too fast for you?
No.
Okay. Because I know you got your limited amount of time here. This is up in the Baffin Islands here. These Eskimos here that came aboard our ship. The ship was sitting on the bottom. It was called LST landing. It was a landing craft that had a flat bottom that they could run up on the beach with it and drop the front end of it, unload the equipment and what have you. You probably know all about that, but anyways. Now, I did not fight in the war. I was a diver. So, some of these guys in here, they were in combat, but that you interview. Of course, that's me too. Don't look like that now, do I? And this was a diving section. See all the snow there? So this is diving section. It had a lot of snow in Newfoundland. This is water was frozen over there. Occasion, here's the water frozen. We had to work in that frozen water. We had to change propellers on these tugboats when they got bent. And that was quite a job too, big propellers. take two of you to do it, you know. And they got snow all piled up there, halfway up the door. Now here's some color pictures. This was up in Newfoundland. That's me right here, getting dressed. And of course here it was a fun day. We were up on the mountain fishing in a lake. But I think that's most of it. Now here's some current pictures, 2014. I was a guest at the Fort Eustis, Virginia, at the Army Center up there, the diving center. And of course now this deep sea diving suit that you've been looking at, that's old fashioned. They don't use that anymore. They use this type of helmet, and the suits fit your skin tight. It's not like the old Army diving suit. And they put old helmet. They had old helmets there, just put it on for fun. In fact, the Army didn't have but 3 of these left that was workable. So, but they didn't use it. So, as the Army instructor, this is right here. See? And that's 2014, and this is where I did my diving training in 1955, a long time ago. And so, you know, there's some friends of mine down, and this is current stuff right here. This was at the Army Divers Reunion that my wife and I went to, and they dressed me up just like I was going somewhere. These existing Army divers here that was dressing us old timers up. And so, you know, that's my life. That's me. Any questions on
Do you have anything?
what you're saying? Now, let me, at this reunion, I was presented with have you ever heard of a challenge coin? Challenge coin started back during the Roman Empire time. And the Roman army gave their soldiers a challenge coin. The coin doesn't mean it like money necessarily. And they gave the soldiers for any particular feat that something extra they did. So I was presented for one. 1915. This is a deep sea diving helmet and a breastplate, and it's got 665 on it. That number, can you see that number on it?
Was that your number for diving?
No, that's the number that this 665 was. I was the 665th one to receive one. So when I was first a diver, they did not give coins out like this, but this came later on. They contacted existing divers gets them now after a certain period of time, and but I was 665th one, and of course they log in Army Dive Book, so that that is my number forever. So, and of course this is what they, after graduating from salvage diving school, they pin this on your chest. So, and this on the back. Did you feel of it? You feel of it if you like. That's the different classes of divers. There it is. You have second-class divers, you have salvage divers, which I graduated as a salvage diver, first-class divers. Believe it or not, salvage comes in between second class and first class. Salvage, you're supposed to be able to do anything underwater. Explosives, and that's what we learned. We work with explosives, welding, burning, metal, chainsaw work, did it all. And so, thought I'd show you that. And of course, I know briefly you don't need to know about all this school, right? Anything about it. That was a 1955 magazine, Baltimore Sun Daily, of the Army diving, the school we went to. So, but anyways, what more questions that you might need?
I think that's all.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you wanna?
Well, I have a, and this doesn't pertain to, this tells about the military, which is a copy actually of what's in this magazine here. If you want a copy of this, if you have it. And is there any question about what we did in the Army? How I explain it? I mean, okay. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yes, good. You're quite welcome. So, let's see, is this, no.